We'll see how it works. I want to see how much damage they can take first before I do anything else. Why is that auto? Oh, it's because the Hydra. That amuses me. That amuses me quite a lot, actually. I'm not gonna lie. Also, I should probably... do pardon my laziness. Or not. It's entirely up to you. Oops, that's the wrong place. Actually, a lot of those were the wrong place. My bad. Okay, one mage hand already. Alright, not bad. Managed to get through all of them. Now, what I would love to see is whether this does a load of damage or not. It's about there I need to see it. I think it might actually damage them. So, that's huge. Love it if I could get it down that road, but I can't, so it'll just have to go there. Is this one going to take damage? I think that one... No, it might have been killed from this one. Kind of hard to tell. Of course, as you say, maybe just a straight corridor with just side attacks. I disconnected the pylons. Oh, yes, I did. I did disconnect the pylons. Thank you for catching that. Oh, is that silly of me? There we go. That will greatly help. As will this, actually. God, I love cannons. But okay. We can definitely try that. Just a straight line with just attacks the whole way down. Pull the cannon and see if the mage gets further. That's actually a good solid point. I think they got about there before. Started dying around here. One got down there again. Yeah, so the cannon might not be doing damage. Fair point. Other thing I can do is try and aim these across that way. See if they catch them. Though I suspect they're not going to fire in time to really hit anyone. Oh no, the cannons are definitely doing damage. Yeah, those cannons are absolutely 100% doing damage. They are wrecking face. Okay, side cannons it is then. Bombardiers to your stations. Honestly, these cannons are barely doing anything because they're having to... They're only catching them right on the end, whereas these ones will do so much more. Instead, I will put piercing turrets down there if I can afford them. Can't. It's the dragon's teeth, that's the problem. I could, however... How many have we got? 1, 2... More. You can absolutely do that. That means we can put some of these back in. Happy days. Eventually we'll have that one back, I think. Maybe one day. But now we've got to get power down there for it, though. Yep. Perfect. Yes, many more of the slugs are getting through, but that, I'm honestly okay with that. We're easily managing it. But this is going to allow me to get more mages to come through here. Let's put that back in there. Have another one of these. Oh, I can't afford it. Never mind. Because of the way the cannons do damage, I don't think it's really going to make much of a difference having loads more of these. We've got 20 of them. How many have we got? 13. Good morning, Spectre Grim. Well, the thing is, what I was thinking is that area damage, or AoE damage, is like the gas trap, which is like omnipresent. Whereas the explosions are probably more... while it is affecting an area, it's radiating out. So it's directional from a point of origin. Whereas a gas trap is simply everywhere in the tile, all directions, all at once. I think that's probably the difference between the cannons. I know it's a bit of a weird distinction, but that's going to go so much better now. Yeah, the game could stand to be a lot clearer on that, honestly, yeah. This one needs gold hordes. Ooh, on that point. We've got... Yes, we've got it coming down. Start making... gold hordes there. Start making Gold crown. This one's going to be hard because I need a much denser concentration. This one needs to be at 6. Oh, yeah. This one, the gold crown actually needs the yellow to be at higher concentration than I can get to. This can still more or less work, I think. Or maybe not. Okay. So we're going to need a distiller. Increases concentration, but reduces the amount of a liquid. So make one of those. Right, so one of these only... Honestly, I should just set these up to produce a single thing. There's no reason not to do it like that. So this one just produces green, basic concentration, and makes paintings, which only needs green. This one I want to make... Let's set these up a little bit differently. This one I want it to make hoard. And we're going to need 50% green. And 40% yellow, which we can achieve. So this one can happily make the yellow, which it's already doing. This one needs to concentrate the green. And then split it. There we go. So the green coming through there is now 60%, 75%, 68%. That's fine. So that should be able to make the hoard that we need. I just need more yellow paint in there right now. And finally, I want this one making the crown, which is going to need both the concentrated green, but I'm not noticing that get very high. I might need to run the yellow through 2 distillers to make this. Well, actually, no. It only needs 60%, so we should be okay. We'll see. I'll have to wait for that. It irritates me that that looks wrong. Really irritates me. So much so, I'm actually going to change this up. The whole thing. I don't care that I've just wasted resources. Where did it put it, though, is the question. Not going to lie, kind of assumed it would go back into my... Just missing it. I'm honestly not seeing it though, chat. Oh, there we are, refineries. I'm just not used to what they look like. On there. Actually, I want it to output there. This should be making yellow paint. Green, this should be making yellow paint. Then I just need more pipes. And have I missed the distiller? Oh no, I don't need a distiller, I don't think. Is that not outputting? Weird. Okay. These around a little bit more then. It literally bothers me that much, though. Genuinely does. That's working now. I'm guessing I can put that there. There we go. Can't sideload. Okay. That means I'm gonna have to make this really long just so it doesn't look awful, but alright. I'm committed to my art. There we go. $60-60, $60-40. Yeah, that needs... Yeah, and this one. Yep, I think that all looks okay. I guess we could build 2 refineries going into 1 distillery if it's lowering liquid amounts. Actually, yeah, you could. I imagine you could, yeah. Is this just... Oh, yeah, that has deployed one. Good. But I think the main thing that's hurting us is the lack of mage hands. That's the real problem there. We need more mage hands. More hands for the hand throne. Oh, orange potions. What the heck? Oh yeah, yeah, we do. We do make orange potions. I hadn't paid attention to that, but yes. What do we use them for, though? There's nothing left that I can make. I think it's just a case of don't let it get into the potion pool or it will forever be lost. Used up. Why is that going that way? Every now and then one is getting kidnapped by all of the gubbins. Bloody gubbins. Well, that's fine. I'm a little bit concerned. And once again, doing a concern, chat. We're gonna have to say goodbye to that, sadly. Also, crowns. Let's put that in there. There, in there. I need... Piercing turrets. If I can afford them, I can't. Have I got any other turrets I can use? I've got that one, I suppose. Also got that one, which I could also use. Which actually isn't a bad choice. Sure. Do a lot of damage, but it'll continually do it, so... Fit one over there. Yes. Honestly, this is genuinely causing so much trouble. Chat, are we doomed to having to accept that maybe we can't have this many slugs? We're building a ball pit everywhere. Yes, this is the truth. Never. I see. Just as good as just as well a check then, I guess. Alright, well, there's something I can do. Further split some of this off, reducing the load on this tunnel. Some of it now exits out onto this route and then gets fed in there. That will help a bit. The other thing I can do actually is half the amount of send half of the mage hands directly into my backpack, which would help quite a lot, actually. Oh, actually, this is the only place mage hands are coming from. Never mind. We can do that in a much easier way. We can just directly split them. As long as I branch it here. There we go. We just need to redesign all of the old islands with more cannons to account for all of the conveyor. Yeah, no, that's absolutely what the real problem is here. 100%. The other thing I could do is I could... Oh, why is there trash on this line? Is the trash really getting past all of them? Well, actually, never mind. The trash is meant to be on this line. It gets branched off. The other thing I can do is simply munch half of all of the gubbins that come down this way and just feed it direct. That is also an option. Because down here, it's not an issue anymore. I mean, it becomes an issue eventually, but... So let's do that. I'm going to send half of these gubbins over to the potions, which means only half as much is going to get clogged over there. There we go. That has already immensely helped. Wow. Kind of surprised. Some is falling off, but that's a loss I'm willing to take. Some of the gubbins may fall into the abyss, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make. Okay, that has actually enormously helped. Oh wait, this could be part of the problem. Let's see how that goes. I think no matter what we do, this place is going to be just a nightmare. If I'm perfectly honest, I don't think there's any saving this part. Unless... Mind me, I'm not doing anything suspicious at all. Now it should go that way a little bit early. Perfection. Yep. More of the slugs dying early, less stress on this part. Oh, honestly, if I could afford another piercing turret, this would be the best place for it. That's just a mess. Alright, let's get some more mages into the equation. So we've just doubled the amount of mages once again. Unless, famous last words. Kind of. You're not actually wrong. Right, that's working. Oh, there's no more goals. Have we done everything? No, we still got to get golems, but I think we may have gone the distance. I could get more green paint being pumped into this so that we get more and more pictures, but it seems to be doing okay. down there. This is slow to fill. So these are very slow to produce. I could make a lot more pictures, but I don't think we need to. I think having more an extra refinery pumping into that would help, though. So it's just it looks ugly, but let's redesign this. Dunk, dunk, dunk. We want these and the pipes. So this there, followed by this, followed by this. Set to make pink tins. Perfect. Done. Over on this side, we've got all of the yellow that we need. Well, actually, do we? Yeah, we've got all of the orange we need. It's the green that we're struggling for. So, with that, let's move all of this across. Switch it to yellow. And move the out there. We want this one to be producing those. Now, for this, I would like I can't side load it, which is the issue. Actually, why am I doing that one? I can just have this pointing straight down. There we go. Let's make sure it's doing the right one. So I'm going to want to splits one liquid flow into three others. That's not the way we want. I want liquid merger, combines liquids of the same type into one flow, and then averages the concentration. We want one of those to be made. I'm going to have two of those ideally. Let's put this back up here. Did we all make it? Yeah, we did. Right, so we want green. And green. And then the distiller. The merger. Right there. Yep, they're done correctly. Then we want our splitter. Like this, we should have plenty of green being made. I mean, realistically, I could pump it through several different areas. But that should get the green in here a lot faster now. Then finally, we kind of want the same thing over here. We want a lot of yellow. So I'm going to want... Do I have another one yet? No, I don't. So let's just make another refinery. We will pop the tunnels in here for a moment. A yellow refinery there. And the merger, the distiller, once we've got it. Let's put the tunnels back on my hotbar because I use those so frequently. It's kind of just a massive mess in my inventory right now. I apologize for that. I hate you. You know what? I can do this. That will work. And then this one should be making the crowns. There. Okay, that should work. Maybe. We'll see. How are the hands doing? Plenty of hands coming down. Plenty of hands going through. Should be loads of hands coming through there now. Yeah. I'm background watching while I do some freelance work, and incidentally just learned Bryn is Welsh for hill. Yes. Though it doesn't have two ends, typically. I mean, that's just like a variant. Some people have Bryn as a name, but yeah. Not really important, but coincidental for having an Aavak stream going. Yeah. That's got 12 gold. This one has got plenty. Empty 6% green there, 60% gold, which is what we need. Just a little something, treating myself to some bits for my birthday and spending them on one of my favourite streamers, who has always been there as a person to show with. Oh, Spectrum, that's so kind of you. Diolch yn fawr, mate. Thank you, that's super, super kind of you. I think we need to increase the amount of mage hands coming through, though, because they are getting used up a lot. It doesn't seem that these have an upper limit, unlike the smart refineries, which only take if they need. That kind of hurts. Now, what we can do over here, you see, very important thing, is this. I want many, many, many more mages. Oh. Why are they in the weird place like that? Yes. There. Guess we'll take the middle one out. That way they still have a right route. Let's just make sure that this still works. It should do. No longer need refinery stuff up there. Let's keep the turrets down here though. Right. Let's have a watch of where they're going. How far they get. Yeah, and a little bit further, but not too much further. I'll take care, Detrius. Meridian says, oh, it was being used as a proper noun, so that's fun to know. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, Welsh, we don't have, off the top of my head, we don't have any double letters. Instances where the same letter appears twice. Now, before anyone says anything, like the, etc., those are not double letters. Those are single letters which are the drawing the sound, the alphabet, you know, making a hieroglyph that represents that sound. That hieroglyph, a single letter in the Welsh alphabet, is the equivalent of 2 L's, 2 straight bars. We don't have, like, whenever you see, like Llangranog, whenever you see a Welsh name which has 2 L's, understand that isn't 2 L's to us. That's a single letter that is the letter sh, not l. All double letters are the same. If there is a combination, like is another one, CH, that is a single letter in Welsh. It's not C and H. That would be eka. If we were to enunciate C and H, that would be eka. But is its own letter. But for the double letters like that is, you know, they are just those are just again a single letter that just happens to be made of the same icon twice in that single hieroglyph. There we go. We are doing quite well. I think we're safe to completely saturate this line. We'll see. When it comes to names are, well, much like any other language, you know. People will name their children all sorts of funny things to be a little bit unique and haha, look at how interesting I am. My child's name is I don't know, Coventry, but with a K. You can have, there are lots of instances of a person's name which has a double letter in it. But in terms of the language, like a word in the language, I can't think of any off the top of my head. It doesn't mean that there aren't, you know. It's my native language, but you know, I didn't go to university to study Welsh. Yeah, Tiffany with a PH. Exactly. Exactly. When it comes to people's names, there are no rules. All bets are off. The normal conventions for the language are suspended for the time being. At best, the rules are now guidelines. But even then. Vicky World says, why not create separate letters like R, E, instead of reusing? Well, like, to us, L and L is a single letter. And, like, for your convenience, we use the L from, like, the Latin alphabet and just put it next to each other. But understand, it comes from Welsh runes, and that was just a bar. Like, Norwegians don't speak in Viking runes anymore. They just, you know, made a keyboard and just added a bunch of extra letters to convey certain sounds. We did the same. It's just they happened to look close enough to things that it was like, oh, well, that's probably just 2 L's. No, but you know what? We're too polite to tell you to sod off. Like many places in Europe, problems started when the Romans came. I'm like, what? Well, no, this doesn't fit into our... Well, no, we're going to change that. That's why half the world thinks Boudica's name is Boadicea. that can't be right. That sounds stupid. No, we must give them a proper name. Alright, anyway. Time for us to buy a new island. And this is the one that we shall purchase. I think we're going to get golems. Oh, no, we can't. What do we not have? Am I poor? Oh, I am. No, I'm not. Am I? No. I don't have many green gems. How can this be, chat? How do I make green gems? Aha! I make them through this, but then I feed them to that. So I need to make them again. Let me quickly do that. Magic assembler. Manual. Output there. Green gem. Well, actually... Maybe I should output the green gem up. Actually, you know what? This green gem shall go on this line. Yes. Green gem, go up. Yes. Oh, wait, no. It needs to be further along. Never mind. Because it needs the diamonds. Honestly, I could just make more diamonds as well, because they're kind of slowing down production. Since I need more green gems, let's make more green gems. Go. Perfect. Can't believe I'm poor. I can't believe I'm poor. Do you know how many slugs I've killed? I can probably make a green gem out of all of the slime that I've collected. It'll be massive. The size of a hydra. Like in how Spanish, says Meridian, R, like two R's next to each other, is a trilled R. Like the single R is trilled in what? Do you mean rolled? Like rrr. So in Spanish, when there are two R's next to each other, they're a single letter, and they mean the sound rrr, rather than R. Interestingly, there is no R in Welsh. We don't have a sound for a single R that makes R. All R's make R. There is only one R, and it is a R. The R in Welsh has a square jaw, bit of stubble, photographed in nice, artistic grayscale. Bad romance is impossible in one. Right, have we got... No, we are very slowly making them now. Actually, it's probably the rings that are a bit of a slow one for us. Can I afford to get another ghost or two? The ghosts were getting quite far down. Maybe we need to apply cannons to this ghost problem. I wonder. Could a cannon solve the problem for us? Pew-pew. They do tend to be visible around here. No, they go invisible just at the last moment. But that actually did happen. Amusing how that actually helped. Wow. Do I have a cannon over on this side? I can. cannons fix every problem. Can the cannons hit them while they're invisible? No, they can still avoid some of the damage while invisible. But that... Man, cannons are great. Oh no, Demon Work says, yeah, funny thing, I could never quite get the hang of a French rolled R. Guess what my name starts with? Also, it appears that you were sniped by the auto mod tool. I have no idea why, but okay. Apparently, hang of French is what got you. I don't even. The funny thing about the whole I before E except after C rule, Spectre Grim, is there are more instances in the English language where that is not the case than there are instances of where it is the case. And I find that truly marvelous. That, to me, encapsulates what it is about the English language that messes people up so much. Is none of the rules are rules. In fact, most of the rules are against the rules. Good lord. Yeah, well, I'm definitely getting us more ghost bits. Is this still holding up okay? Yeah, for the most part. Good God. I wonder. I got another... Is it possible that I could afford another piercing turret? No. No, it is not. I will buy all of those because I can. Yeah, I just need a piercing turret, basically. It's the only thing I really want, but oh well. Pop that one there for now. You can at least do a little bit of help. Well, that's going amazingly. And I think I can buy this now. No, I can't. Still can't. Still poor. I'm getting slightly less poor as time goes on, but not very much. Right, so I need... Oh, damn. Okay, I see. That will help. So... Each one of these needs one of these. This needs one green crystal. Okay, so these all need to be set to the tunnels. Can be set to the diamond. These need diamonds. It's fine. But I only need one as well. So if I were to say this should be making green gems And this should be making purple gems. This should now technically work. Let's just go ahead and make 2 of those instead. Actually, no. Let's keep it to a lot of diamonds. That way, I'm accruing diamonds still. All right. That should all work for me. I can make more things. Of course, I could make more diamonds down on this side while having these ever more precious items like gold, green and purple gems and all that. But I think that's okay for now. I can always split this off as well, down and around, and bring it down here for a final loop. Oh god. Gaming is really starting to struggle now. That should help a little bit. There we go. Getting up to 21 now. We need to get to 25. We've got massive amounts of the ghost strings coming down here now. Oh god. It looks like a lot of things are ending up on this bus. So, that's a thing. How about... Right, that is getting rid of yellow potions. That is getting rid of red potions. Problem has occurred because things have eventually just snuck up onto this route. They weren't really meant to. They're getting pushed in from there. Now that should generally be okay as long as they exit on that route, but they're not always exiting on that route. Yeah, because some of them are ending up down there. Okay. I'm going to say that this doesn't actually need to rotate anymore. We've got so many potions that I may as well just let it out once it's gone around the circuit once. It used to be that I was keeping them there to make sure that things got made. But I just don't think we need it anymore. This is just a bunch of whatever potions at this point. No guarantee of any kind of potion being made. Can we buy it? We can! Okay, Golems. Become immune to the weapon that hit last. Oh. Okay. Fair enough. It's going to be a little bit annoying, but... also, what do we find? Ooh. Is this another crafting island? It might be. Doesn't seem to have a central thing. And then we've got that one. Okay. That might actually be another crafting island. But let's focus on this one first. Also, we're about due for another tea break. But let's sort this one out. So I need a variety of weapons for this particular foe.
Don't know how many of them it's going to make yet. However, it didn't say anything about not being able to use AoE on it. So, let's go and quickly purchase some of ye, some of ye, actually a lot of ye, some more of ye. Okay. First thing I want to make sure is happening is that the enemy is getting hit by piercing weapons. Also by cannons. Pop those in, pop these in. Let's just set up the main attack first. Now assuming... Actually, I probably should have kept it the way it was before. Let's just have a look. I can have them coming down the middle there. So that'll be the middle lane. Where can I build over here? Can't build there. So that's the last place I can realistically put a turret. For well, a piercing turret, that is. So there we go. Piercing turret will shoot down here. We will have... shotgun turret pointing that way. This. Want a long range turret here. Actually, ooh, no, we want a long range turret here. Now the reason why I want that, and we're also going to need a couple of these dotted around, because every time the long-range turret hits something, it's going to change what it's immune to. Can I pop that there? No, but I can pop that there. That's fine. The reason why we want the piercing turret down here is that if I put this at the top, it'll keep alternating its damage type between the two of them. And if I... also make sure that there is a couple of gas turrets down here as well. It's going to be a straight line, but in fact, I'll move it across a little bit more. The gas turrets on this side. And then I can draw a line up. Probably want... Actually, yeah, having this over there is fine because it's got a long way to travel. Having a cannon that is also engaging the whole time would be amazing. However... stalling them long enough is going to be a tricky one. Okay, maybe that would actually be better over here. And this would be the better setup in this direction. There's a couple of these every now and then. Actually, I'll do better. I'm just kind of spitballing and throwing this together right now. See what actually works well in a bit. Well, that's not a lot of damage potential here, I'm not going to lie. Let's move that one away. This one away. I'll have this over here instead, where it's going to hit more things. And this one can be at the corner here. And maybe having this one down there isn't a terrible idea. Absolutely make sure that they do go the route that I want them to, though. I can have something attacking in this direction as well. And we'll just see how they go, I guess. I want to see how much damage these things do before I do any more planning around trying to deal with them. They're probably going to have a lot of health, though, is my guess. But if this works, then I'll go on tea break. Got the most health that we've seen so far. But they've already taken a decent chunk of damage, actually. Yeah, they have. Okay, that didn't hurt too much. Like, those two right next to each other don't help. Just because there's no particular gain there. So I'll have this then, I suppose. Alright. It's good enough. Think we can relax about that. Actually, we weren't even using our magic turrets. I just realized. I knew I was forgetting something. I made a point of setting up an area specifically so I could charge them too. And then forgot to plug in the charger. Typical. Want it about there. Then we want... Don't have any more. Yeah, we managed to do that with no actual power going to the systems, which is in and of itself quite impressive. Yep. Power is now up here. I guess realistically only these turrets were even capable of doing any kind of damage to them before. Once they get down here, they'll start being hit by these. Though I'm going to want to switch out which one is doing damage the whole way. So I actually do need... oh yeah, we've got these in place, so that should be okay. Also, I'm not even sure we need to send the cogs back to the main base. But just in case there is a reason to. But I'm fairly certain we can already make everything. I'll pop that there. Just so half of them go into the tower right here. Aavak, what microphone do I use? I use the Heil PR40. The golems do look like gingerbread men. You are quite correct. Quite correct. I'll make one more thing of golems and then I'm going on to my tea break. I promise. Fire in there. Let's see how this works. Oh, not well. Might actually see the... Yep. Okay, they still take him out. That's the main thing. Oh, is that showing what they're immune to? Huh. They are still getting all the way over there, though. Which is a little bit worrying. But ultimately, this is where the piercing turrets would be absolutely amazing, because it would keep resetting their damage vulnerability. Golems in particular will be crazy, crazy vulnerable to piercing turrets, I feel. Alright. Which island do you want to watch, chat? Do you want to watch Crafty Island? Do you want to watch any of the combat islands? You let me know. Have I ever played free infantry? No, I don't think I have. Want to watch the dragon? Sure, we can zoom in on the dragon. You're going to hear a lot of tinkling, though. But you want to watch the dragon. Very well. We shall watch the dragon. Also, how... Oh, we haven't got many crowns yet. How many are we going to need for the next island? 25? It's going to be a while, chat. Alright. Time for the tea break, though. I should be back in like 5-10-ish minutes. I will do the puppy count when I get back. Remind me. And we will release some puppies from the oubliette. See you soon, chat.